it's Nick Lagos here from Core Physio and Pilates Studio, and today we're here at Roof Rack City in the centre of Adelaide to take a little look at getting bikes on and off different sorts of bicycle carriers and bicycle racks. So we're coming up to the summer season and we've always got a lot of questions about how to kind of position your body in the right way to get your bike safely on and off without hurting yourself. And this is the time to really have a look at this and probably have a think about getting the right rack for you. So to start off today, we're going to look at a really common rack, which is positioned on top of the roof rack of the car. We've got a nice low car here to have a look at that. We're going to try and get the bike on and off and try and get you in the best possible position. And then we can have a little bit of a chat about alternatives for different bikes and different kinds of roof racks or different kinds of weights and positions. All right, so let's have a little look at this. You can see the roof rack is on the top of the car here, and it's one of these styles of roof racks, very stable and supportive, which uses a bar to kind of hold the body of the bike up, so both wheels are staying on the bike when it's on the roof rack. So to start off, we get the bar up into a kind of up position, and the bike is going to lean up against that bar when we get the bike up. So let's take a look at the bike now and get it in position. So we've got our bike here, ready to put up. We've got our bar up. You do want to make sure that these two straps are undone. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the bike up and load the wheels straight onto this position. So to do this, we want to be grabbing the bike from the lowest possible position. We're going to need to squat down to get to it. We want to keep our back in a great position, keep our neutral spine position so that our back is safe. Then we're going to hold the bike. We want to be holding it really from the front fork, where we're going to be able to control that front moving wheel, and a pretty low position at the back of the bike just here. So if we can grab the bike from those 2 points, we'll have reasonably good control, so we can get both wheels into this sort of slot here and then lean the bike up. So let's have a look now at the body mechanics. I'm going to take the bike to the side just so that you can see that action. We're going to bend over to grab hold of the bike in those low positions. And we're keeping our back pretty still. We're going to keep the bike up pretty close to our body and then bring the bike up towards the car. So once the bike's up in this position, you can see it's pretty steady. You can see that the body mechanics really were to squat down and grab quite low, keeping that neutral position, then be able to keep the bike quite close to your body and your arms by your sides. You are going to need to lift the bike up a little bit, so you end up with your arms at about 90 degrees. It is probably a good idea not to lift them too high with that weight, and certainly if you're lifting it away from your body too far, you want to try and keep the weight as close as possible. Once we've got it up there, you do need to bring your arms up to bring the bike over. And then we're going to reverse the whole process to get the bike off. Now, let's have a little look at that first. So we're going to undo this. And then make sure both straps are off and out of the road. So we're going to lean the bike down, bring it close to our body, and then squat down to take the bike off. So you can see we're keeping the weight pretty close, keeping our back in a good position, and moving with the bike close to our body, and trying really hard to kind of not lift it too high, using the tyre rails to kind of put the bike on and then lean it up into the rack. You can see that you really do have to get the rack in the right position before you start, so it is worth playing around with that to make sure you know kind of where the folding arm needs to come up to and how open and closed it needs to be. So a really nice rack to get your bike on and off, but you are moving the bike a little bit higher. For a really heavy bike, we'd probably suggest a different type of rack, which is much lower and a little bit easier to get your bike on and off of. Obviously, not all cars are this low, and so in the case where you do have a much higher car, we suggest that you kind of use some kind of a step to step up on. There's lots of great fold-up steps out in the market which carry a reasonable weight, because obviously it's going to need to carry you and the bike. A bit of a dilemma with those is getting them close enough to the car so that you can actually step up and still have the bike away from your body. So you really do have to work really hard to get the step in the right position in those cases. We might have a look at that another episode, another time, where we actually do get perhaps a slightly heavier bike like a mountain bike up onto a four-wheel drive. For today, we've gone through, just to recover, getting your bike on and off fold-up rack on a reasonably low but normal sort of sedan type car. We've talked a bit about the body mechanics of keeping your back in a neutral position, keeping the weight close to your body, and really using the rack to actually be able to fold the bike up onto the rack so that you're not lifting too high above your head. If you have any questions, I'd really suggest that you bring the roof rack of your choice into the physio. I mean, I think the guys here at Roof Rack City are excellent at kind of fitting the right roof rack for you. But if you do need a bit more info, bring your bike and the roof rack into a physio, or get the physio to even come out to you and do a home visit to actually check how to get the bike on and off correctly and safely for you. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you at the practice.